let's go through with it. What do you want to do? When we finally got down to something which the individual says he really wants to do, I will say to him, you do that. And forget the money. Because if you say that getting the money is the most important thing, you will spend your life completely wasting your time. You'll be doing things you don't like doing in order to go on living, that is, to go on doing things you don't like doing, which is stupid. Better to have a short life that is full of what you like doing than a long life spent in a miserable way. And after all, if you do really like what you're doing, it doesn't matter what it is, you can eventually turn it, you could eventually become a master of it. It's the only way to become a master of something, to be really with it. And then you'll be able to get a good fee for whatever it is. So don't worry too much. Somebody's interested in everything. And anything you can be interested in, you'll find others who are.
Do everything you can to survive and not to give up. As long as you try everything you can, then if you fail, you'll sleep okay and you'll pick yourself up and you'll learn, when things are better, you'll learn from your mistakes and you'll start again. I think the other important thing is just not to take failure too seriously. It's something that happens to something like 80% of all small business people fail, and some people take that really badly, and they should realize that the important thing is just to learn from it and come back and start again. Don't take it too personally.
And don't let people who you may respect and who you believe know what they're talking about, don't let them tell you it can't be done. Because often they will tell you it can't be done, and it's just because they don't have the courage to try it.
Despite any setbacks, that if I just keep on grinding, I keep on working, that I usually can outwork people. And then, I also learned that no matter how many times you fail, it really doesn't matter. All it takes is one hit.
And so when you walk into a boardroom with a bunch of guys in suits who all went to college, you're fine.
Yeah, because they read a bunch of words. I've lived a bunch of life. It kind of evens us out, whether they know it or not.
I think people that look for great ideas to make money, aren't nearly as successful as those who say, okay, what do I really love to do? What am I excited about? What do I know something about?
But if you're entering anything where there's an existing marketplace against large entrenched competitors, then your product or service needs to be much better than theirs. It can't be a little bit better, because then you put yourself in the shoes of the consumer and they say, why would you buy it as a consumer? You're always going to buy the trusted brand unless there's a big difference.
I spent a long time in my life with skills just building little devices for fun. For fun is one of the key things, because that drives you to think and think and think and make it better and better and better than you ever would if you're doing it for a company.
Don't allow anyone to tell you that what you are dreaming for yourself and your family is not possible. It is possible. Don't be one of those people 20 years from now are going to be walking around in a 9-to-5 job, miserable and angry and bitter.
I've often wondered if actually being an artist in any way, any nature, is a kind of a sign of a certain kind of dysfunction, a social dysfunctionalism anyway. It's an extraordinary thing to want to do, to express yourself in such rarefied terms. I think it's a loony kind of thing to want to do.
It's crazy because it's like when you've had a certain amount of success, it seems like it should breed confidence, but it actually doesn't. Why is that? When you win a lot and you lose the ability to lose, you actually lose the ability to create. Right? Because the reckless abandon, and it's something I'm getting back from watching my kids, they really don't care. Right. That kind of reckless abandon and that lack of fear and not trying to protect anything and not trying to live up. Yeah, fear is the killer of creativity, man. And it's like, there's also a misconception about failing, right? It's like, no, you have to fail a lot. Yeah. You have to fail early, you have to fail often, and you have to fail forward.
I'm convinced that about half of what separates the successful entrepreneurs from the non-successful ones is pure perseverance. It is so hard. You pour so much of your life into this thing. There are such rough moments in time that most people give up. I don't blame them. It's really tough. and it consumes your life. Unless you have a lot of passion about this, you're going to not survive. You're going to give it up. So you got to have an idea or a problem or a wrong that you want to right that you're passionate about. Otherwise, you're not going to have the perseverance to stick it through. And I think that's half the battle right there.
When you grow up, you tend to get told that the world is the way it is, and your life is just to live your life inside the world, try not to bash into the walls too much, try to have a nice family life, have fun, save a little money. But life, that's a very limited life. Life can be much broader once you discover one simple fact, and that is everything around you that you call life was made up by people that were no smarter than you. And you can change it. You can influence it. You can build your own things that other people can use. And the minute that you understand that you can poke life and actually something will, if you push in, something will pop out the other side, that you can change it, you can mold it. That's maybe the most important thing. Once you learn that, you'll never be the same again.
Let's suppose that you were able to dream any dream you wanted to dream, and that you could have the power within one night to dream 75 years of time. And you would naturally, as you began on this adventure of dreams, you would fulfill all your wishes. You would have every kind of pleasure you could conceive. And after several nights of 75 years of total pleasure each, you would say, well, that was pretty great. But now let's have a surprise. Let's have a dream which isn't under control. And you would dig that and come out of that and say, wow, that was a close shave, wasn't it? And then you would get more and more adventurous, and you would make further and further out gambles as to what you would dream. And finally, you would dream where you are now.